So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run with Adrian Peterson, the second active leading rusher in the NFL. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
It's now 4th down.
So now on 4th down, the Redskins will hand things over to their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, what's that? Hey, what's the ball? Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Bound to lose one.
Now Cousins. He can't avoid the pressure. Redskins get there. Montez Sweat. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
3rd and long for Cousins. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now.
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Redskins will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. 1st down, here's a run with Peterson. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Second down, Haskins. Right side, Davis. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Here we go, here we go. Time to end it. Switch gears, switch gears.
Following the penalty, it's Peterson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll run it here with Piron. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. Smith. And it's complete. They're going to get the first. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Redskins are going to add on to their lead.
Brandon, a lot of times coaches see these situations present themselves on film. But how often do they actually call it? We just saw it here, and what an end result. A huge touchdown off of a terrific call.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead grows to 10-0.
Redskins 10, Vikings nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you have two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
57. Leave it, 48.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Good route here.
Throwing again, Cousins on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Let's get off the field.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And that is incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. From the 22, Haskins. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Third down. Here's Haskins. And that is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
So on fourth down, the Redskins will call on Tress Way to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this one's going to go out of bounds, so no recovery. But on fourth down, a change of possession anyway.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
Gun. Bumps up the helmet. Here we go. Here we go. Check 99. Check 99. Slam, slam, slam.
Cook following the penalty. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. The first run for the backup Abdullah. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Cousins. This is caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They'll run for it with Cook. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create, and if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Third and goal for Cousins. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
And Bailey able to knock it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it. Those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a give to Peterson running right. And he'll be taken down at the 18. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, and you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2.
Hey. 4 down.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3. Haskins on third down. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they... And now out comes Minnesota. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. The Vikings on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, here's Cousins. And the Redskins do get to him. He goes down for a sack. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Redskins offense now, they get set to take over here. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
25, check 25, check 25.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And it's 3rd down.
The Redskins on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
One set. 27. Check, Mike. 27. Check.
On first and 10, it's Haskins. This one complete to Jordan Reed. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Ready? 27, Mike 27. Squeeze. That's the way. Jump.
Haskins looking to throw on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and that'll bring up second down.
Ready. 27. Check, Mike 27. I got you, son.
Again on second and 10, it's Haskins. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and it's third down. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a two-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
Dances by him. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Cousins and the Vikings with a first and 10 right at the 30.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And it'll bring up a second and 14.
Watch the screen.
To throw is Cousins. He's going to go for a big play downfield. He's got a man complete. 39 yards there, a big one.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Matt Ioannidis able to record his 5th sack of the season. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people?
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Laquan Treadwell. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Dan Bailey now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Ready. Pittsburgh. 27. I hope you brought your rest because I'm about to take you to school.
They go play action with Haskins. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Everson Griffin, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Haskins to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to go down again. Stephen Weatherly, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense, when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Throwing is Cousins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. And give credit to Reuben Foster, the linebacker, getting a hand in to disrupt. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Get him.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Cousins. They find Thielen working the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A 1st down from Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen.
Vikings, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Cousins now 5 straight completions here in this 2nd half. 1st and 10. A shotgun handoff. This is a duel. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. On second and 15 now. Cousins. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 22 yards there, a first down. And I guess, Charles, sometimes when you have a receiver well over 6 foot, you do that. Just put it up there, let him grab it, and he did.
And it certainly appears like a 50-50 ball, right? We always talk about that when both sides have a chance to get it, the receiver or the guy covering him. But I think the odds actually are in favor of the offense. They can see the ball coming oftentimes before the defender can get his head around. So I think that really goes to like 70-30, and they should be able to go up and get it most of the time.
And he got it there. Give him a couple on the catch. It's second and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 40-yard line.
So second and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Yellow, yellow, yellow. Hey, Echo.
Cousins to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete. Breaking that one up, the former All-Pro Josh Norman. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on first and 10.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Tackled there by Monte Nicholson.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Come on, boy. You better be ready.
On second and 7, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. They get the first. The decision to run on third and medium winds up being a good one.
Vikings, first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10.
Come on, QB, come on. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Time to end it. Win championship, baby.
Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Everson Griffin make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. Quarterback was hit.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
A short game that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Tressway now. He's been... And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Running from the gun, it's Abdullah. And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Come off the ball. Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. I love it. 3 down. 57.
A first down throw for Cousins. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Let's go, defense.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 10.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They run it again with Cook. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. Bailey's kick is good. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Redskins take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
On the double. 39. Check left, 39. Rip left, rip left.
Throwing now, Haskins on first down. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Thompson. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now it's Haskins. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. He was looking to get that one to Chris Thompson, but it's going to be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Here's Haskins. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. 12 yards there and a first down. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, you have to like the play calling because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
On first down, Thompson. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to second and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between second and 4 and second and 8 and 9.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, whatever it is, they need to score quickly here on first down. Now it's Haskins. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Throwing again on second and 10. Haskins. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. 22 yards there, a first down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Ready. My 40.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. Adrian Peterson scoring a touchdown against his former mates. And the Redskins have made this a one-score game. Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And the Vikings hands team able to recover, and that should just about do it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
On the keeper. A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score.
They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance.
So for Minnesota, they'll finish the first half of the schedule dead even at 4-4. And now they'll have a few